Hi, this is an update video on Polygon Matic, currently at $1.16, market rank 21 with a market cap of around 7.5 billion. As usual, we will look at the US dollar chart of Matic, we will look at the chart relative to Bitcoin, and last but not least at the chart relative to Ethereum. So how is Polygon Matic performing relatively to Ethereum? Now, fundamentally speaking, Polygon is a second layer scaling solution to Ethereum, right? So when you trade NFTs, for example, when you buy and sell NFTs on a platform such as OpenSea, and you do this directly on the Ethereum network, you've got quite a bit of fees. You pay around $100 or so per transaction. It gets a little bit cheaper when you use wrapped Ethereum, but that's basically the state with the Ethereum blockchain. And so what OpenSea did is they listed NFTs that are minted on the Polygon network. So if you search for OpenSea NFTs, you can filter by chain. So we've got around 18 million of Ethereum-based NFTs. But when we look at the layer 2 at Polygon, we see a different set of NFTs, and that's a bit over 2 million results. So when you trade those NFTs, those costs do not occur. The only time when a cost occurs is when you bridge your Ethereum to Polygon. So you pay a one-time fee when you bridge your Polygon to the Ethereum network. But once that's done, you can do your trading way quicker and way cheaper. That's the idea of Polygon. Now, since the beginning of the year, Polygon has outperformed the regular Ethereum quite a bit, right? This is a 14x outperformance. If we look at the beginning of the year until the top, we even saw temporarily an outperformance of more than 30x. The question is, where is this going now? Because obviously there is the concern that with the implementation of Ethereum 2.0, the gas fees will reduce, the confirmation times will reduce as well. Ethereum will become more scalable, and thus the need for using Polygon might go down. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the price relative to Ethereum isn't going up right now. But there's more to it. I found some on-chain data. And this comes again from one of my favorite websites, Dune Analytics. The link is in the video description. It's dune.xyz. And here we've got bridge analytics. So how much Ethereum is bridged to second layer solutions. And these charts, they start at the beginning of June. And here we've got all kinds of blockchains. For example, Solana might be quite interesting, right? We had a peak here on the 10th of September. This is now the number of depositors. So probably number of wallets, not consistently going up. So that's a bit of a worry. But let's look at Polygon. And here we also see a decline, a pretty massive decline actually. Let's look at the total value locked and let's filter again. Let's start out with Solana just for the fun of it. This looks a little bit better. We had here our peak at around 500 million, but now we are at 140 million. So quite a significant drop, much less Ethereum now locked in Solana. But let's look at Polygon, the Polygon bridge. And yeah, we had a lot of adoption at the beginning, which peaked though in the middle of June. So let's look at the price of Polygon, and we see here middle of June was also a pretty high point in terms of the relative performance to Ethereum. Then we went down 40% and the total value locked went from 8 billion to a bit over 4 billion. That's 4.3 billion. So it went down a bit more than 40%. So these charts, they seem to be almost aligned somewhat. The price relative to Ethereum seems to be pretty much in line with the value locked. We had this incredible increase since the middle of April, and that's also when the price increased a lot. But since then, the price is going down versus Ethereum, and so is the value locked. So I find this interesting, right? This doesn't seem to be simply just hype driven. Obviously, we also have trading volume increases here, which might cause those large spikes. But this seems to be aligned with the overall adoption. Now, for the fun of it, let's just look at the other bridges and see how those develop. So here we've got Harmony, which shot up quite a bit. I'm now not going to compare this with the prices just for the sake of time, but maybe we can find something that does make sense to have a look at. Boba seems to be increasing. Never heard of that. Pretty small, 8 million locked, but rising and upcoming. No clear trend here. Then we've got Near Rainbow. Solana we've already checked. Now here's Phantom. It's interesting how volatile those charts are, right? It goes all the way from like 300 million down to 10 million. Very volatile. Polygon we just had a look at. This is AVAX. Very interesting. Going straight up. This might also explain why the relative performance of AVAX versus Ethereum is holding up relatively well. I've got a separate video on this channel. Here we've got Optimism, Arbitrum, never heard of that. Then we've got DAI, Cello, BSC, Moon River, and KSK. So yeah, make out of this whatever you want. I think this data is very useful, especially when you compare this to the relative pricing to Ethereum. You might want to look at the prices of those underlying tokens and maybe you can find some kind of mispricing. Or alternatively, you can also use this to find quick exit points, right? When this suddenly crashes and the price still holds up, then maybe that's a good time to exit. Because for Polygon, this definitely would have worked, right? We broke this upwards trend maybe around the 22nd or so of June, 23rd. So here by the end of June, it was pretty clear that the growth pretty much stopped. And if you had sold by then, by the end of June, you would have saved yourself quite a bit of pain, right? Another 26% loss versus Ethereum. So this is definitely data that's worth looking at. And yeah, AVAX looks pretty good here. Maybe even Moon River. But I'm always skeptical of any crypto asset that has the name Moon in it. But call me conservative. Phantom looks pretty volatile to me. I'm not sure where this volatility comes from. So here another analysis for the market shares. Polygon obviously pretty large. Then comes already AVAX. And then we've got Arbitrum. If you're wondering what this is bridged to, it's mainly wrapped Ethereum, right? Or wrapped Bitcoin. But then we've also got stablecoins, USDC and USDT. There's also something else that's interesting here around Polygon. This doesn't look too great, right? The number of depositors for Polygon is definitely going down. The total locked value doesn't look too great either. The price relative to Ethereum is going down. And we've got the looming problem of ETH 2.0 taking away market share of Polygon. Now what I also want to show you is a dashboard regarding OpenSea usage of Ethereum versus Polygon. So we've also looked at the number of NFTs, right? 2 million versus 18 million for Ethereum. So that would imply that Ethereum trading is around 10 times larger than Polygon trading. But the on-chain data shows something different. So here we've got the OpenSea daily trading volume of the Ethereum-based NFTs. And we are currently at around 100 million per day. So this was on the 30th of September, and this is for the Ethereum blockchain. Now, if you compare this to the Polygon-based NFTs, we are looking at something around 1 million. So this is way smaller, right? This is not a 10x difference. This is a 100x difference. So really, if you're going to launch an NFT on OpenSea and you're looking for a lot of buyers, even though the fees are way lower for the Polygon network, it looks like the overall size is very, very small. It looks like you can attract way less people by launching on the Polygon network. And so it's probably some kind of winner takes it all scenario. If you can get 100 times the trading activity by launching on Ethereum, you might as well do that. And maybe that's the reason why Polygon adoption has slowed down. There's maybe simply less demand, and the larger fees, they might be still okay. They might be justified simply by attracting more people for the NFT. One more interesting statistic, just for the fun of it, this is how many traders there are for OpenSea over time. So the space is obviously exploding. Also, the monthly active users, it's going straight up. And so that's why I am very likely to publish more content around NFTs. I'm just getting started with this whole topic, but I find it super interesting. There's just so much data around this on Dune Analytics, on other websites. You can look at specific NFT collections. How active are they traded? How are their prices developing? And so simply by crunching a lot of numbers, you can probably get some kind of edge over the general crypto market, over the general NFT market, and make some money that way. And so the market is growing, and the market is probably relatively inefficient. And with a lot of numbers, a lot of analytics, I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of learning, a lot of skill development might in the end actually pay off. So obviously looking at altcoins and their relative performances is interesting, but also the more mature the market gets, the harder it is to really outperform. NFTs are still young, NFTs are growing. And so I hope you will join me on that journey. Continue watching the videos on this channel. So obviously you gotta subscribe. I publish videos regularly. Would be great if you could also like this video. YouTube will then help to grow the channel. And last but not least, feel free to join our Telegram channel. We've got a Telegram channel called the Bitcoin Strategy Channel. You can find us either by clicking the link in the video description or simply by searching for Bitcoin Strategy Channel within the Telegram app. See you next time. Bye bye.